One question that comes back to international education is sometimes the students don't engage or aren't comfortable taking that step to engage with the various resources. For example, the counseling center, that is going to have some stigma involved, and so it's really important to understand that before just referring to the resource and allowing the students to feel confident in that.
A big issue with universities today is that they have a lot of services for students, both international and domestic students, but they don't often take advantage of them. The issue is not that they don't want help. The real issue is that they simply just either don't know that it's available or they're not understanding of the process it takes to really connect to that service.
There's a lot of research show that not engaging with different people, isolating yourself, very easily lead to a lot of mental health problems. Engaging in the community not only help you to have greater potential to perform better, but also access to the support that could create a healthy network.
I think PACPOS is a really great program. It helped me find an American friend. It is really hard to find a new friend when you just come here. So normally we just hang out with our Chinese friends. It's nice in this program, they just assigned a friend for us.
When I first came to the US, I have no American friends, so I feel lonely and I have no idea how to make native speaker friends. My pen pal helped me to know more American friends, and she taught me about the difference between logic, especially the Chinese logic and American logic.
Not all students here may interesting and may want to learn about another culture, but the pen pals, they like Chinese culture and they are interested in culture sharing. I think talking with them is much more easier and it's much more comfortable.
So community engagement, leadership, service learning, these are all really important within the programs, and we use these as a vehicle in order to engage the students. For example, our core curriculum will carry the students throughout the initial transition, and then they will be able to engage with service learning opportunities, say at the Urban Ministry Center, getting that hands-on connection to the community, and then being able to bring that back into their learning and own growth.
One great aspect of volunteering is that when students go to volunteer, they suddenly realize that they have something to give. They become the giver, not just the receiver. And this gives them a sense of increased self-worth, self-value.
UPP, they have classes, but they also have activities, such as you go outside, you eat something, you touch something, you can feel something. And also you read some books, you learn some words. So it's more like a combination. Going into these places, that really helps students to see America rather than learning it from book or from others' eyes. They really learn it by themselves, so they can actually remember it and use it.
When we went to Charleston, we went to the Magnolia plantation. That's where I learned the racism. I learned the history of African American culture and also the slaves. That's the thing I've never heard of. I know I can feel what racism brings to people, but I learned that in that trip. I think it's really important to know how this affects people's actual lives.
I always remember one of the senior administrators told me that not every one of our students have the chance to go study abroad or to travel overseas. So when we have these international students, we want to make sure that we create an environment where our domestic students can also interact with the students from different parts of the world.
The existing of New Mind is not only want to support international students, but also create the global awareness and build a global community within the university by engaging domestic students and facilitate their interaction with international students within our program.
I believe engagement is critical because when students engage with people in the culture, they begin to start to build up trust, and as they build up trust, they are willing to listen and hear and see things that they weren't willing to do before.
My UPP teacher taught me a lot that I cannot get this kind of experience by my own. For example, we cannot wait for the help, but we have to ask for the help in the US. It is a very big difference between Chinese logic and American logic, because the Chinese teacher always take care of us all the time, like asks us to do the homework, but in the US, we need to be independent to control our own life. We cannot wait for anyone to help us and take care of us.
I think UPP did a really good job on the combination between the American culture and the Chinese culture. So when students learn new things, they can always remember their family and their countries in their mind.
The only way that we can make a better connection besides diplomacy is to have people who understand each other, who have that empathetic view of the other side. I think as an international educator, I think that's actually very important for us to truly understand what the different culture, what is different perspective, and ultimately create that diversified environment.
And without the activities, I'm so shy before that I seldom take the initiatives to talk with other people. Then I was not able to make so many new foreign friends.
We spend a lot of fun time with the local people and native children, and I feel more connected with them and experience a lot about American culture. And after that, I found trusting yourself can always give you lots of confidence and bravery.